they loosened some very important immigration restrictions. The side that told us, oh, actually, we've cared about the border this entire time. See, look at what we did recently, even though we could have done it 3.5 years ago. But now they're quietly making some changes, which is going to allow thousands of illegal immigrants to get into this country with no vetting. The Homeland Security Department, or the Department of Homeland Security, launched a new portal for ICE, both in the form of an app, but also in the form of the website. And it launches December 1st, so just a little over a week from now. And it would allow someone coming into this country illegally to completely skip in-person check-ins at an ICE office and instead do all of their checking in with immigration via the app or on this website. I think they also have a phone number you can call. And this is according to the New York Post. But they're saying the app has severe glitching issues. It doesn't track a migrant's location if he or she is using an Android phone. So something tells me there'll be a lot of people who will be using an Android phone, if they're even going to check in at all. The app doesn't check the migrant's past arrest or outstanding warrants. It allows them to opt out of or contest government orders to undergo electronic tracking. And something tells me all you have to do is say, I object. And they're going to say, okay, fine. And according to the New York Post, up to 100,000 migrants will be enrolled in this new program's phase 1. Good news is, something tells me there will not be a phase 2. This will end on January 20th. But this is very alarming. And all you have to do is ask yourself why it is they're doing this now. Why are they doing it now? And why are they doing it now knowing that Donald Trump is going to kill it? Because they're trying to get as many people into this country as they can before the end of this administration. And when I say they, I'm not even talking about Joe Biden. I bet he has no clue this is happening.
Probably not.
Right? I mean that not even because of his age. He seems like the kind of person, and this is the kind of administration that kind of just acts on, on this big principle. And he's not really interested in all the particulars. He would not be able to handle all the particulars anyway. No president could.
He seems like he's the kind of guy that just wants to be president, basically.
Yeah. He's got his pet issues, sure. I think he ended cancer. But this is obviously not one of his issues that he cares about, to the point of, wanting to do something to protect the national security for our own security. And that this news comes out right after Jose Ibarra is found guilty in the murder of Laken Riley is just that extra pain point for so many people who have become victims of illegal immigrants. I say all the time, I don't think every illegal immigrant coming into this country is bad, is evil, is a criminal. I don't think the vast majority of them are. I think it is a small percentage. That small percentage matters because that small percentage who end up committing a crime or crimes, they are crimes that didn't have to happen. Had we had a border that was shut, we would have been able to mitigate the threat. And, for example, Laken Riley would be here today. If we did our jobs and deported people once they got on the radar of the federal government, if we deported people or handed them over to ICE once they are arrested in a sanctuary city or county, if we got rid of that policy, that crime would not have happened. It is a preventable crime. And to this day, we're still getting, today, in fact, this morning, Karine Jean-Pierre, she was touting just how amazing the record is on immigration for the Biden-Harris administration.
Our administration is focused on arresting dangerous criminals and threats to public safety. We do not believe in separating families.
Y'all separated a whole bunch of families. In fact, there are a bunch of kids who cannot be tracked. And that's one of the big items on the to-do list for Tom Homan. Our borders are, an actual borders are. And he's not looking at the root causes of migration from South American countries. He's actually going to do what he's supposed to do. And what was the number? 200, 300,000?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And they say missing kids. What they mean is there's no way to contact them now. There's no way to follow up and say, hey, John, you took care of, this kid when we first were able to track him across the border. You said you were a family member, although weirdly we never asked you for any proof, and you're kind of a sketchy looking dude. But here's this 11-year-old girl, please. Can't find her.
What about the families that were separated from their loved ones because they were killed by illegal immigrants?
Yeah, those don't matter.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about American citizens?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Get it together. This is the Biden administration, man.
And what I can speak to is what we have been able to do and how that has worked out, right?
Yeah, how has it worked out?
In our remaining time, we're going to continue to fight
people
to
in
secure our
illegally?
border.
We're not
Since the
securing
administration took strong actions back in June, encounters
Yeah,
have
they
dropped
could have
by
done it in
more than
June of
55%
2000.
and are lower than they were 4 years ago.
That's not
so
true.
what we're going to do is we're going to continue to
Let people
enforce
in.
our laws, remove individuals who do not have a legal basis to
Are
be
you removing
here,
them?
to remain in the U.S.
Just real quickly, because there's like 1.4 million people who are on the list to be deported, who have already gone through the system, who have already gone through the process, and they're still in this country. And when we talk about mass deportations, that's what Tom Homan is going to tackle. That's the mass deport. Did you know that mass deportations would count for 1.2 million?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's just based on like the word.
Yeah.
How else would we describe it? A lot.
It's not as technical, though.
It's mass. It's mass deportation.
U.S. and we're going to do that while making sure we're treating people with dignity
respect and dignity
that they deserve.
Yes, dignity that they deserve. What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. I guess I know what they think it means, and certainly the way that they approach dignity and concern. What they mean is we'll let you into this country illegally, and we'll give you a cell phone, we'll give you a SNAP card, we'll give you a hotel room that taxpayers are going to pay for, and we'll give you an assurance that, don't worry, if you break the law here, we're not going to fight at all to get you deported. Just please don't commit like a hardcore crime, because we can't really protect you at that point. We'll try and we'll ignore it and we'll pretend it didn't happen, but we're not going to be able to protect you then. Ask Jose, because he screwed up. And still, I haven't heard them respond to the verdict. I don't think he's ever even said her name correctly.
Well, yeah, he said Lincoln that one
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And again, why did he say Lincoln? Because he doesn't really care.